Hey, and welcome to the No Drinks in the Booth podcast, back with another classic episode. This week we're talking music videos, but as always we've got news, reviews, and joining me in the booth this week, man with the opinions, man with the jokes, Pavan Saki, coffee lover and resident househead Chris Watson, and myself holding it all together, Wade Kadir. Okay, how has everyone been? Chris?
Good. Life's good, as Future said. It's better now. I feel like, it's been, I don't think it's over. It's been a hard year, but just trying to keep busy, producing, DJing, keeping it going. So yeah, for me this week, good vibes. Good vibes, that's what it's all about.
Pav?
Yo, yeah man, same as. It's good vibes, been getting out a little bit, done a couple of little gigs here and there, little live stream here and there. It's nice, sort of semi getting back to a little bit of normality, like maybe 5%. But yeah, otherwise it's been pretty cool. It's a good day. I just want to point this one out while we start. It's actually I think it was yesterday. It's the 5-year anniversary of What a Time to Be Alive, Drake and Future. Yep. So yeah. Yo, Chris, I know, bro.
No,
it's mad at it. It's mad at it.
You must be joking.
I promise, mate, 5 years.
No.
Serious?
5 years, bro.
It hasn't been 5 years.
It's 5 years. I know, it's mad at it. It feels like it came out yesterday.
I feel old. I'm going to say it. I feel old. Wow.
Mate, I still remember when If You're Reading This, It's Too Late came out, and I was like standing on the playground like with the boys, and they were like, oh my God, have you got the new Drake album? And I was like, yo, listen, leave me and my iPod Nano to the corner, bro. Like, I've not downloaded that shit.
Oh my.
But yeah.
Wow.
But otherwise good. Are you doing, Wade?
Yeah, good. I had some meetings.
Businessman.
Yeah, meetings, because I'm running things. No, I had a couple.
Well, no, it's good. I mean, obviously, sorry, not to name names, but it was with, we can say it's with a nightclub considering opening, or a late night venue at least, considering opening. So
exactly. I've spoke to a few venues I already work for. There's hope, but obviously things are a bit it's a bit muddy at the moment. Yeah. So, and to clarify, you talk about What a Time to Be Alive, and if you're reading this, it's too late. Well, you might feel old because you was on the playground. I think I was DJing in nightclubs, shutting it down. So,
this is the same problem I have with Joe. Every time I'll talk about an old tune, I'll be like, oh yeah, do you remember this Black Eyed Peas song? And he's like, yeah, I remember when I bought it on vinyl and played it the first night. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's an age gap here.
Yeah.
Well, big shouts to Joe.
Yeah, big shouts to Joe Jackson.
Respect your elders. Okay.
Yeah, that was so sudden.
That's not a diss to Joe. That's me saying I'm old. Okay, let's keep things moving, otherwise we just talk rubbish. Should we do some news?
Yes.
Okay. First story. Radio 1, they launched their Radio 1 Dance. It streams 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on BBC Sounds. That launches from the 9th of October at 6 p.m. Chris, this is like your life.
Yeah, I literally saw this and was like, this is such a good idea. I was like, this is brilliant. You know, with these 24-hour radios on YouTube, even on Twitch now, it's kind of a bit of a trend. It's been around for a while, but now I've seen, you go on YouTube, 1,000+ viewers on kind of not even major labels or artists or channels. So this is brilliant, and it's just the future, I think. I mean, it just makes sense. It just makes so much sense. Like, you're going for a workout, you're going on a drive, you want your music selected for you. It's 24 hours. It's easily accessible with BBC Sounds. Obviously, things like 5G make all these things like really easy. Like, you can instantly, access it. It's such a good idea. I'm sure there's more of this to come in other genres as well, and all kinds of aspects of the business. So exciting stuff, I think.
It's very reminiscent of what Apple are doing with their like radio and their different genres. Yeah. Obviously, BBC Radio 1 rolls out across the world, same as Apple. Pav, thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, 24 hours, long time in the day. Is it just going to be like running tunes, or is it going to be like an actual radio show style thing? Is it going to be one of those like looped tunes kind of one?
No, I think it's
actual radio,
like 20 actual shows. I don't know how much.
That's hard, man. That's a long time.
Talking there be. I don't know how much actual radio show compared to just playing and mixing songs, but obviously they know that. I don't.
I also say how much I support this all the time, but Mr. Jam's Saturday show, the Dance Anthem show, and I've always said it's such a great show because even if you don't really like the electronic music, his personality and what he does for the show, I think we've all actually spoke off podcast how much we like this show because it's just really kind of like contagious vibe. Like you can't fail to enjoy it. So hopefully that goes over to this, and then during the 24 hours on the Saturdays he does his thing, because that could be a great thing. I mean, that's just like a great thing to have.
Speaking of,
did meet Mr. Jam and can confirm he is a legend, but also really, really good DJ, like genuinely actually good. Shout down the dance.
He knows his music, dance music, and he can scratch. Like he
did like an open format set at the uni, and I was like, this guy's legit. Like he's become, he does his thing. He's real.
He also tweeted that he thought he might have coronavirus, in case anyone of you didn't know. But positive news, he come back.
To be fair, that was positive news.
And it was negative for it.
Oh, was it?
Anyone was wondering.
Yes, win. Yeah. We need to,
which is good.
We need to defend Mr. Jam. We need to defend Jazzy Jeff. We need to defend H. Let's put them all in one space. Qbert, you go there. Like, we need all these people to not die because we need more good DJing. It's a thing.
Well, Jazzy Jeff got coronavirus, didn't he? He got over it as well.
Yeah. Is he all right now? I say that like I called him and I was like, yeah, Jazz, mate, how you doing, bud? You're all right.
He got it back in I think March, April, earlier in the year. Okay, let's move on from coronavirus because that's depressing enough. Speaking of stuff that's depressing, let's talk about Cardi B divorcing Offset.
Yo, nah.
Sorry, can you just appreciate the link I just did? Thank you.
That's great, but you know what? I'm waiting for the album tunes that are about Offset, bro. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
because that fire. Because she's already dropped a couple on the last album. She dropped a couple, like there was a couple of slower tunes, like slightly more acoustic, and they were talking about like their relationship kind of thing, like a bit on a Drake one. But yeah, man, it's a bit weird. Obviously, they've had their trials and tribulations. But I suppose
they've got a daughter together as well, called Culture.
Yeah, with a K. Which is also a type of naan bread, but we move.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Like, we've all heard the song WAP. Like,
yo, sorry, can I just stop you?
Go on.
Listen, what? I just want to apologise to everybody that I offended when I cussed the shit out of WAP, because all I do now when I walk around my house, I just walk in place. I'm like, there's some whores in this. There's some. That's all I do when I walk anywhere now. It's such a problem.
So it's grown on you. The track's grown on you.
So much. It's now I'm like.
So basically, what Pav's trying to say is he was wrong.
Basically, what I'm saying is I talk a lot of shit and generally don't face the repercussions, but I'm putting myself out here now.
Oh, one day B Young is going to come for you, trust me.
Yeah, it's just B Young, Cardi B, and fucking Shift Key all trying to beat the shit out of me.
Well, the thing is with the Cardi B divorcing Offset thing is they've been together, 3 years? 2-3 years?
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear Cardi B's tunes. I can't also wait to hear what Offset does. Because
I think she's brought it on him, and so Offset's a bit soft about it. Do you know what I mean? I think he's in his feels a bit.
Do you think Offset's going to come out with like emotional Adele style love ballads or something?
Offset's sitting there listening to Pop Smoke Mood Swings, like in a corner with some headphones on,
crying. Well, it's sad to see him get divorced, but
I mean, the thing is. Obviously, Offset and Cardi set that little blueprint for the Migos, yeah? Because Quavo's going out with Sweetie. So, I mean, when they say, like, learn from your mistakes and, like, lightning doesn't strike twice, but I think it might there.
Well, they're not married, are they? Which is obviously positive if it does go wrong. And secondly...
Fucking hell.
Well, it's true. They're not married. It's all they've got to do is break up. And... everyone forgets about Takeoff. Takeoff is underrated. No,
I think they forgot about Takeoff. Was there a third member? No, I'm joking. I know that.
He's got a lot of. I don't listen too much, but he's got a lot of solo tunes, right?
He's got a lot of solo music
stories.
Yeah. Wasn't Takeoff in jail first? Like when they did like Versace and stuff.
I have no clue. You're just hitting me. You're hitting me with facts. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. One of them was in jail, and I assume it's Takeoff because nobody knows who the fuck he is.
Do you know what? Takeoff has verses, obviously, on the Migos songs, and they're actually decent verses. It's just they're obviously normally at the end, so people just forget about them. But it's look, I rate Takeoff.
Migos are this generation's goats, in my opinion.
I wouldn't go that far, but
this generation,
what?
Bro, they
compared to someone like Drake.
Look at as in the last 4 years or whatever.
Arguably, in the rap scene, Drake put Migos on the map with Versace. But
I don't think
arguably.
I don't think Lil Baby, DaBaby, all these guys that make that style of music. Yeah, I don't think any of them would make it if Migos didn't make it first.
And to be quite frank, Bad and Bougie, which was their breakout song, which put them into a spotlight. Wait, no one actually knew about it until Childish Gambino shouted out the song at the Grammys.
It's such a good song.
In his acceptance
and speaking
speech.
of Grammys, somebody pissed on theirs.
Kanye West and his Twitter rant talking about better contracts for artists, pissing on a Grammy, and just in general being Kanye. Thoughts?
I've been enjoying Twitter, which is obviously where Kanye was putting all this stuff a lot recently, and it's so entertaining watching Kanye do all this. The video, it's got 10 billion views or something. When I looked a couple nights ago, the video of him pissing on the Grammy, it's iconic. It's like a rock star moment, right? It's like a rock star moment. Do you agree? It's quite an iconic
level.
I feel like it's going to be talked about, in sort of popular culture or whatever for a few years. But I was just one thing. Last thing I was going to say, Camel Fat, who are I'm sure you both know Camel Fat.
Yeah, we know Camel Fat.
We've reviewed them.
Yeah. And I follow them on Twitter, and they actually started tweeting about their relationship with Sony at the same time Kanye did. You can find that as well. And I saw some other artists in different genres, different countries, which is important because obviously you got to remember different countries, it's all the same kind of organizations, Sony, ATV or whatever. Other artists tweeting as well, not as obviously direct as Kanye, because Kanye obviously does what Kanye does, but I saw it in other artists as well, so interesting.
To clarify, the whole beginning of the Twitter rant with Kanye was about his contract and contracts in general for artists, his Def Jam contract, his Universal contract. It's you can see he likes to overspend by the contracts with the advances, but how bad the contracts are in layman's terms.
So I'm a bit half and half here. As someone with a law degree from a Red Brick University, I'll point that out here, so I'm not just chatting shit about contracts. Did studying for 3 years. Just want to let people know first. I got the credentials. Lies. I didn't study it. I passed the exams, but I didn't study it. It's the same thing. I got the degree. I got the certificate. My mom's happy.
What is your point?
A lot of these guys, though, just don't read their contracts. That's the big problem. It's not the contracts the contracts are still bad, but a lot of these people just don't read their contracts. I've been listening to a lot of Charlemagne talk about this, and he's like, it's all really good saying it, but he was like, Kanye West has re-signed 4 times since he's in his older years. So maybe if the first contract's shit, I can understand that, new artist or whatever. A lot of people sign shitty contracts at the beginning, but if you're 35 and still signing a shitty contract, which he did, semi on him.
Well, the thing I'd point at really is, I think if you're an artist, it's your first contract. If a label is offering you a big amount in advance, and obviously what you're going to get in terms of royalties and X, Y, and Z, it's most probably a bit well, this is I either make it, because if I turn it down, I might not get this opportunity again. I completely get your point in that if you've re-signed 3 or 4 times, by that point, you most probably have picked up a bit of steam, a bit more capital behind you, so you're financially a bit more secure. So surely you'd get a legitimate law firm to look over the contracts and pick out the suspicious things.
I mean,
it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
I do think the labels can sometimes screw the artist and vice versa. And I think this day and age, being independent is actually a lot easier than what it was 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been like looking at a lot of this recently, obviously, especially because of the Kanye thing, because obviously our WhatsApp group was popping the other day when it came out. I think it's a bit shit on the labels to start off with, because I know a lot of people sign poor first contracts.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. I think right now, it shouldn't. I can understand what happened before, because the only way to get big was a record label. But now it's, if anything, a lot of the time it's a hindrance. Like UK music, if you got a record label, you're getting like, man's getting a diss track. Like you'll get cussed for having a record label. Sorry, second week. You get cussed for having a record label, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I do this independent and all this and that." Like, look at AJ Tracey.
Yeah, I don't think there's any shame in signing to a record label, as there is no shame in being independent. I watched this all ties in, by the way, in case you think I'm just talking rubbish. I was watching the Russell Howard Hour on the Sky. Shout out Russell Howard.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this.
Yeah, his guest was Lady Leisha, and she was talking about being independent and why she's not signed to a label, and it was because they take away too much creative control, and she didn't want to relinquish that.
Yeah.
And she had a meeting with a big American label that really wanted. They flew her out to New York apparently, and they said they just wanted her to release a diss track towards Nicki Minaj.
Oh wow!
They wanted to sign her. She released a diss track, and she was like, "Why?"
Like, don't dislike this person.
Yeah, exactly. So for her, it wasn't necessarily about money or X, Y, Z. It's the fact that she does music as a creative thing, like most people do, but she didn't want to give up the creative thing. So she said, "I'll be independent." And look, I think there's power in being signed, and there's power in being independent. No shame in either.
Yeah. Like I do agree. I don't know if you guys saw Kanye's tweets last night. So he posted a thing about how there should be new rules and regulations for what's it called, for new contracts and stuff.
I didn't see
there's a lot of stuff. I'll send it in the WhatsApp group later. But yeah, he's talking a lot of stuff. Actually, I think a big thing with Kanye's situation is very it's far more nuanced than people think, because like he said, he owes a lot of money in advances still. The record label still technically hasn't made their money, which I don't completely believe, because I think it's Island who released, Turn Me On, Kevin Little. Yeah. They still technically have not made their money back. So Kevin Little has never been paid from that song by the record label, which is absolute bollocks, because it was and still is the biggest song. So I'm not quite sure how that one works. But yeah, a lot of it for him, I think, is trying to buy his masters back and get his masters back. Which actually he could probably afford.
No, he tweeted that he can afford them.
Yeah, like
they won't give him a price. That's the problem.
Okay.
They won't tell him how much.
Because a lot of artists own their own masters. So like I recently watched the Joe Rogan podcast, and they had the lead singer of Metallica on there, whose name completely evades me, but you're a legend. And he was talking about it, and he was like, they've gone to the point now. So a lot of rock artists now, he was like, we're independent, but in Europe, obviously they're American. He's like, in Europe, we have record labels who just distribute, because we physically can't do it in like England and Sweden and everywhere.
Sorry, can I just interject? The lead singer of Metallica's name is James Hetfield.
He's an absolute G. It was like one of the best conversations like I've ever heard. They actually now, along with a lot of other artists, they own their own pressing company. So they press their own music, like they press their own vinyl. They've got a factory in Germany. Like that's like the next level of owning your masters, man. I think that's what Kanye's trying to get to. But
yeah, because he basically cornered the merch side of touring and artist merch, because that, I feel like Pablo merch was everywhere, including Foot Asylum.
It still is.
So
I see it all the time. The other one is with Kanye. Did everyone see that tweet where he said he's like the new head of Adidas?
Yeah, he said he's the head of Adidas. He said that Puma's designs are trash, and he would redesign them for free.
Why is he cussing Pumas for, man? You know what the worst thing is? So I've got a couple of pairs of Pumas because I actually rate them.
I'm pretty certain they're owned by the same company as Adidas.
Yeah, they're like really comfy. The biggest problem I had with a lot of them, which is why I didn't buy them, is because I think they look like Yeezy 700s and I think they look like shit.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, so he tweeted about that, and then he later on apologised about tweeting about that, saying, I'm really sorry, they're not trash, basically. I just don't like them, in a nutshell. So Kanye's on his Twitter rant, which I don't think is a bad thing, because for once he's tweeting about stuff that,
matters.
Is at Yeah. Okay, moving on. Last thing in the news today. TikTok. It says it might be getting banned, but obviously, as we're recording this, the day previous to it, they extended the ban, so it actually comes in from Sunday, but they extended it because Walmart and Oracle are in the process of buying it, which are both two big American companies, if you didn't know.
What do Oracle own? Because the name really rings a bell.
I think they're I don't know.
Oh, they've got a sailing. They've got a sailing team. That's why I know them. That sounds really bad. Like I watch sailing on a reg. Like, yeah, boys, sorry, can't go out today. I'm watching the rowing.
Well, I know Oracle because the Golden State Warriors, my basketball team, play.
Don't talk about basketball to me, mate. It's dead to me now.
Used to play in the Oracle Arena.
It's dead to me now. Now that I'm out.
Well. Yeah, the Bucks suck. They need to get some help for Giannis.
Yes.
But this is a music podcast, unfortunately, not a basketball one. I'm on a different podcast for that. I'm not, but shout out to anyone that wants me on there. So the thoughts on if TikTok does get banned or if it actually gets saved, Chris?
Yeah, it doesn't sit right in terms of just fundamentally doesn't sit right because I mean, I've not really done too much research on it, but it's basically censorship, right? I mean, the Trump's administration is censoring Chinese basically media.
It's owned by a Chinese company that also own WeChat, and Trump is basically banning downloads of it. So if you've already got it, you could use it, but you would no longer get any future updates or be able to download it.
Yeah, so basically phasing it, same as phasing it out. Phasing it out. So yeah, it just doesn't sit. I mean, America is supposed to be a democracy. It just sounds very, unsettling. Like it sounds like censorship. It's not something I think we need. I mean, I know we're not American, but it just doesn't sit right with me.
Okay, well that.
Yeah.
Sums up the news today.
Oh, wait, no, I'll go in on TikTok. Sorry. I'll go in on TikTok. Let me go in on TikTok. Let me go in on TikTok. So I have two completely contrasting feelings and opinions on this TikTok thing. One is for the greater good of mankind, and the other one is for me personally. So I'm very, very torn right now. So, I mean, from a greater world perspective, I'm it's just a bit shitty for competition and competition and market, saying, oh well, you can only trade here if you're owned by an American company. It's kind of fundamentally wrong, and to be honest, might be a little bit. I think if anybody else had said it, it would have been illegal. It's just because America are saying it, so no one's saying anything, because everyone's trying to lick arse. Because I don't think that is legal. And also, it's just really not fair. Basically saying, well, Chinese companies, you can't really trade here. Even if it was owned by anyone else.
Just to clarify, they're not banning all Chinese companies. But
that's effectively what they're saying. They're saying, right, if you're making a lot of money here and people are so they couldn't kill TikTok without banning it. TikTok couldn't stop being cool, kind of thing. Do you get what I mean?
Can I? Yeah, I'll just interject because obviously I've got facts about this. So between Walmart, basically Microsoft, Oracle and Walmart were all in the running to purchase TikTok. Yeah. Microsoft said, we're out, we don't want to. And Walmart and Oracle have said, we'll buy it together. It would still be owned by the company that owned the Chinese company, but Oracle and Walmart will operate it in terms of America, and I'm assuming
that's just really not fair. That's such a shitty thing to do.
You say that company could be going, bloody hell, we'll sell this for billions and billions. We don't mind, because they're not selling the majority stake.
Yeah, it's just that don't sit right for me on like a business. It's like me starting a big business and then like I said, like literally same thing. Like you go to a different region, they're like, oh, we can only operate. It's a bit gangster. Like I've been,
it's politics.
It's
unfortunately,
very,
it's politics.
Yeah, it's very like I've been rewatching Peaky Blinders like the last couple of days, and it's proper like when they go into the racetracks and they're like, well, you can come here if you give us the 30% first, and then you can fucking carry on. Bit harsh. The second read, so that's why I'm like, this is wrong. However, recently I've been like, might have to jump on TikTok because it is just still popping, and I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping that it gets banned.
Well, TikTok, regardless of whether it gets banned in the US or not, it's not banned over here.
Oh yeah, but
it just means there'd be less.
Boris is throat deep on Donald, mate. So that's 100% going to happen. If they ban it, we'll ban it.
I don't think so, because there's no talk of it. It's to be honest, I think we're just trying to deal with coronavirus.
We're like the Internet Explorer of the world right now.
I feel like America's dealing with everything very differently, and TikTok is obviously high on their political agenda to ban. Or
it's because
not
the
ban
elections
or
are coming up. That's why they're like the elections in November. I think theirs are, but I don't know if they've been pushed back or not.
No, they've not been pushed back. No.
Yeah, so that's going to be a madness. Theirs is.
Well, if anyone's American and listening to this, vote.
Yeah.
Register to vote and then vote. Okay, right, that is the end of the news. Shall we move on, because we've got loads of tracks to review today?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, as always, do not forget you can find all the tracks we talk about and discuss in our reviews on our Spotify playlist, which is curated by myself every week. It gets done on a Sunday, so if you want to get really, really, ahead of the curve, get on there Sunday night, and you'd have heard them before Chris and Pav have.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And hopefully Wade's put all the songs in there this week, so I don't look like a cunt when you've got one song and we're all sitting there like, oh yeah, I've not heard that song, sorry Wade.
Well, you get the notes. Check.
I did this week. I was so anal with it. It was unreal.
If there's one you don't know, it's not in the playlist. I always forgot to do it. No, they're all in there. Also, don't forget you can also check out all the songs on our YouTube playlist, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes, Chris?
Yeah. Every week you can always Spotify or YouTube. You can always check out all the songs on there.
And to search for us on Spotify or YouTube, it is No Drinks in the Booth. The playlist is called the same thing. Okay, let's start with the tracks. Big Boy collaboration from one of the featured artist is one of my favourite artists. The track is Holy. It's Justin Bieber featuring Chance the Rapper. Chris?
Yeah, I didn't go crazy about this one.
You do or you don't?
No, I didn't go crazy.
Oh, okay.
It's very strange seeing like Justin Bieber in like the pop star like flexing thing, chains or whatever, and then now he's gone to this Holy track, more like emotional and like a bit deeper, and it didn't really come across that well to me. So big shouts to Justin Bieber and also Chance the Rapper especially, but yeah, it didn't really quite connect with me, this one. So I'm gonna have to go with 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
Fair enough. Pav?
Also felt kind of the same. It just didn't sound right. I was just listening to it. Like,
yeah, that's it. It just didn't sound right.
It just felt like, you know what? Like JB had the comeback of comebacks, yeah? When he released Where Are You Now with Skrillex and Diplo. Like, and he was on such an upward trajectory with that like electronic sound of music. I thought he was perfect for that. And everything he's released after, I'm like it feels a bit disingenuous because he was like that typical pop kid, like whatever, baby, all this kind of shit. And then like when he became an adult, he dropped all this proper dance music, like proper adult music. And you're like, yeah, this is it. And it feels like he's like going back to it because he's like, oh, well, I've made my money from that, so I don't need that anymore. This song was going to be a 2. And then I heard the beat drop, like the drums, and the drums just sounded a bit tight. So I had to give it a 3 out of 5 because that snare was doing it for me. I can't lie.
Okay. Holy, Justin Bieber featuring Chance the Rapper. I don't mind it. I actually quite like it. Obviously, I really like Chance the Rapper when he raps, when he sings, his whole voice. Like, I'm a huge Chance fan. I've been for years. I don't mind it because I know for a fact Justin Bieber's actually a really religious guy. Like, by seeing documentaries and tattoos and X when he spoke about stuff. I like the fact that it's most probably not like Where Are You Now and all that, because that music, as great as I thought it was, is pointless today because, you know, clubs, festivals, the places it gets played ain't open. I like it. It gets a 3 from me. It's not the best, but it gets a 3 because chances on it. Otherwise, it got a 2. Okay, moving on. M Huncho and Nave Smalls, they've got a brand new track. It's called 5 a.m. Pav?
Yeah, this isn't me. Like, this is not my style of hip hop. This is like was it Young Boy last week? This is like that style of hip hop for me, but the English version. It's got a 2 because I was like, it is okay. Like, it's not, I don't absolutely hate it. But yeah, it's just not me. Just not me. So yeah, 2.
Chris?
Yeah, it kind of sounded how I expected it to sound. I love M Huncho's like look and his like brand with the mask and all that kind of thing. With the track, I saw the names and the video. It's just kind of what I expected. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 drinks.
Can you tell me this, please, Chris? You're like, actually, no, well, obviously, Wade, you play hip hop as well. With M Huncho, I can't differentiate any of his songs. For me, it sounds like he made one song and then he's still using like the offcuts from that one Logic project. Am I right?
I can see what you're saying.
To an extent, obviously not that extreme, but it just feels like it's the same song, just slightly redone.
It's the singing, rapping thing, and someone like Drake does it very well. And then there's not too much variation in what M Huncho does. The image is great.
I did a gig with him
in terms of the singing.
A couple of years ago, Freshers.
Yeah, it's just not quite there.
Sorry, Chris. What did you give it? Because
2 out of 5 drinks. 2 out of 5 drinks.
My beats just went silent.
Oh God, great.
But yeah,
so, I come back in on you play hip hop, don't you, Ed? I was like, yeah. Acting like I knew what was happening.
Yeah, 2 out of 5 drinks from me.
Okay, 5 a.m. M Huncho and Nave Smalls. I like it. It gets a 3 because I don't know. It just does. It was close to a 4. It was closer to a 4 than it was a 3. I like Nave Smalls. M Huncho, like, it sounds stupid, but I saw M Huncho. It sounds exactly like what you'd think. So it gets a 3. It's good, but yeah, it's just missing.
He's a very, if you like 3. It, you like everything, and if you don't like it, you like nothing.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay, moving on. 220 Kid and JC Stewart. The track is called Too Many Nights. Chris?
220 Kid's last record. I know where we're not talking about it now, but his last record, loved it. I can't. It's the swipe. They call it the swipe right, swipe left song, but I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if anyone wants to remind me, but I can't remember the name of the record. But it did really well, and it was with a singer called Gracie, and she's great. So I actually really love that tune. And this one's good. It's like just kind of commercial house. Oh, go on, Wade.
It's called Don't Need Love.
Don't Need Love. That's it. It was on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, Don't Need Love. Love that record. This one, it's like commercial house kind of pop record. I think it does the job. So 3 out of 5 drinks for me.
Pav?
Yeah, kind of the same sort of. It was all right. It wasn't shit. It wasn't great. So I gave it a 3.
Yeah, I think that might be the general consensus, because Too Many Nights, 220 Kid and JC Stewart gets a 3 from me as well. It's not as good as Don't Need Love.
Yep.
I wished it was better than Don't Need Love or on par. It just falls under. Hopefully, the next track will be bigger and better. But yeah, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not as.
That Don't Need Love was a cut above the rest. Like, and it was reflected in how well it did with it. Obviously, it was promoted. I think it's on a label of some kind, but it just did really well, that song. So it's a tough act to follow, I think.
Yeah, and hopefully, because when I saw the name, I thought, Don't Need Love, this could be a banger. I listened to it, and it's a good song, but Don't Need Love is a great song.
Yep.
That's the difference. Okay, moving on. No Stress by WizKid. Pav?
It was a 3 because I was like slightly vibey, and then halfway through he starts dropping that, that tune One Thing by Amelie or whatever her name is. Yeah, he dropped that flow. He dropped that flow like for like 4 lines, and I was like, yep, 4, because I just love that song, and he did it quite well.
Okay, Chris?
Yeah, it's a good vibe. Beat is wicked. WizKid's cool. Big fan. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 drinks for me on No Stress.
Okay, No Stress, WizKid. It gets a 4 out of 5 from me. I really like what Pav said about the one thing stuff. And I like WizKid. His stuff is consistent.
He's good. He's just as good, isn't he?
He's good. He knows how to put out consistently good records, and that's why this gets a 4, because it is again consistently good. Okay, moving on. Track's called Purpose by Potter Paper. Pav, that's a lot of P's to just say.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a 3 out of 5 for me. It was all right. I'm not a huge Potter Paper fan, but it was nice. He had some good bars. Like, beat was all right. Maybe I wasn't in the right mood to listen to it. I felt it was a lot more chill than what I was expecting. So yeah, but 3 out of 5.
Chris?
Yeah, it's like that kind of deep rap thing. It just didn't really hit home with me. If I want to listen to something like really like emotional, deep like lyrics,
don't say Drake.
Really
don't say Drake. Don't say Drake.
Not Drake, obviously not Drake. For this one, it's going to be J. Cole or Kendrick or something like that. So it's going to be a 2 out of 5 for me for Purpose.
Okay, I gave Purpose by Potter Paper a 4 because I like that deep emotional rap, and it's very rare we get deep emotional rap by UK artists. It just feels like the only one that does it is J. Cole and Kendrick, and more the American side. So.
I was just trying to think of any artists that really nail that. Like the only one that springs to mind is Lil Kana. I'm not sure if you listen to much of Lil Kana. But he's the only one that really nails that. I can't actually think of any off the top of my head. I might be missing someone, so sorry if I am.
No. I think Octavian's quite good at doing some stuff like that, but his stuff is less hip-hoppy and more sort of, he does all different stuff. Shout out Octavian. It gets a 4. I like it. Emotional rap works for me. Okay, moving away from emotional rap, track's called Money Mouth. It is a heavyweight collaboration of Tyga, Sweetie and YG. Chris?
Yeah, you feel pretty hyped when you listen to this, and it's kind of what Tyga does best, right? Kind of strip club music, just flexing, throwing your money around, and it gets you quite hyped. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 drinks for me.
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 because the beat was hard.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised nobody else has said this yet. Like, did anybody actually listen to the bars? He dropped a mad bar, and I heard it and I was like, are you allowed to say that anymore? So he dropped in, like, it was about 55 seconds in, dropped, I need a fat ass, it's a black thing. Got a Chinese bitch, it's a ling ling. And I heard that and I literally just wrote,
about that.
I wrote Tyga is cancelled, and I actually didn't write down like a rating out of 5 because I was just, I promise I rewinded. I had to make sure he said it, and so I listened to that 10-15 second segment about 20 times and I was like, has he just said that?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. That is not okay, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, like the only way it would have been worse is he was like, oh, I got a Chinese thing called a chow mein or something. Like, there's no way. I don't think it can be better. Like, that was a poor choice. But maybe that's like it might be like a little US UK cultural divide, because I know there's a lot more like Chinese and that style of Asian in America, but I can't imagine that that's any better there. I'm just trying to find a way to defend him, but I just don't think I can.
I just think that's not okay, to be honest.
That's a bit.
What did you give it out of 5?
I gave it a 3, but like it's a solemn. Without that 10 seconds, it's a 3. That was a bit. Even for someone as controversial as me, even I was like, well, that's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah, if it shocks Pav, then it's serious.
I was proper laughing for like a good 10 minutes. So it was still funny.
I literally, I gave it a 3, bar that line.
Did you pick up on it as well?
I did pick up on it, and I thought, I don't know, is that like, it's weird because it's borderline.
Nah, do you know why it's not though? Because like now, the phrase, using the phrase, does anybody want to order a chinky has now become not a thing. It's not allowed. So I don't think calling it a Chinese girl Ling Ling is allowed either.
Nah,
it's all bad.
Okay, well,
if I can't order a chinky, you can't like find a Chinese bitch called Ling Ling. Like,
it's just kind of quite. You just can't be said.
No, the only thing I'd say is Ling Ling like a actual Chinese name.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it is. But it's like one of those typical ones where like, oh yeah, what do you call a Chinese guy with a problem? Something Wong and shit like that. It's all like it's like
okay.
dad banter in it, like from the 1970s.
Tiger's cancelled.
He most probably won't be. I was going to say it's proper strip club music. I actually didn't mind the track bar that line. I like YG.
Chinese strippers are going to make a killing out of it though.
Oh yeah, I bet they're like, actually,
Chinese bitch called
let's
her
get our
Ling Ling
money.
and she just walks out sliding down the pole.
What strip clubs do you go to? Okay, next, moving on. The track is called Nothing for Free by the Mighty Pendulum. Chris?
Yeah. Big fan of Pendulum from back in the day. I know you listen to a podcast, but you can, if you're on YouTube, you can see what I'm holding up here. Here we go, Pendulum live in my hand at Brixton Academy from 2009. The DVD. Do you remember DVDs? DVDs.
They are still a thing.
And I know they're still a thing, but still. Yeah. Live at Brixton Academy 2009, DVD and CD. I was a big fan back in the day. Watercolour, what an absolute record. And yeah, I was pretty excited to see them come back. And I think the record's great. Like, love it. Yeah, it's going to be a good 4 out of 5 drinks for me.
Pav?
Yeah, it was decent. I probably don't feel as strongly as Chris on it, but I did like it. It was a nice song. 3 out of 5. I feel like Chris has got some emotional attachment, clearly.
My youth, mate. My youth.
Yeah,
what was it, 2009? When I was like 11, 12, something like that?
Oh, mate, you're showing your age, yeah?
Oh, come on.
So, what year did you say it was? 2000 and...
This DVD's 2009. They did Brixton Academy.
Yeah. Pendulum, Nothing for Free. He gets 4 drinks from me. I'm a huge fan of Pendulum. Have been for years. I got into them when I was at college studying music. One of my friends introduced me to their music, and I was never a big fan of drum and bass pre-Pendulum.
Yep.
Heard Pendulum, loved it, and then I used to go to this gig with one of my friends, and he was a warm-up DJ, and the main DJ used to just blast out about an hour and a half of drum and bass like in the middle of the night, and he literally played Pendulum, another track, Pendulum.
Yeah.
And it was quality. I loved it. He gets 4. I'm really excited to see what else they release.
Yeah,
I actually very excited. Okay, moving on from one dance heavyweight to a newer dance heavyweight. James Hype features Harley on the vocals. The track is called Afraid. Chris?
Massive fan of James Hype. Everything he does, amazing DJ. I love his work ethic. Absolutely all over it. Love it. And this track's good. The only thing I'd say is, and I wasn't even aware of this, is I looked in the comments of the track and you can see this. From his kind of fan base, there's a lot of kind of confusion because the track that was teased for like months and months, you know, he's very good with he's got a big live streaming following. He does like lots of social media stuff. He's got a great community around him and his music. These people were shocked when the track came out because it's not what they were promised. It's like a different track. I'm not sure if that was intentional or what's happened there, or maybe there was big confusion. But if you look in the comments, there's quite a few people. He's got quite loyal fans, so I'm not sure what happened there. But
maybe it's like a VIP mix that ain't out yet.
Yeah, could be. It could be a VIP mix. Who knows? But yeah, so great stuff from James Hype. Big up James Hype. I'll give it 3 out of 5 drinks for me.
Pav?
Yeah, I feel like maybe James Hype's feeling a bit left out. Like Nathan Dawes doing bits, like Joel Corry's doing bits, and then James Hype's like he's like the forgotten brother of those 3, ain't he, at the moment a little bit. Obviously he has been killing it with the live streams. Technically one of the best DJs just ever, like especially England. Like he's really good. I don't think the song quite sat with me. Maybe I'm accustomed to a different sound when I think James Hype, because I do listen to a lot of the DJ remixes.
It's a lot more
and
fluffy, isn't it? It's very fluffy.
It was very, very commercial, and I was like, this doesn't sound like James Hype. Like even when he has had commercial songs like More Than Friends, that wasn't fluffy. That was still like, that was a dance tune that got commercial because it was popular. So yeah, I gave it a 3 still because I still think it's a cool song, but I think maybe he's released it because he's thinking, yo, like Lighter's climbing the charts and that I need to give him some competition.
Yeah, it's for that kind of bracket.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
It's not. He's doing it for that reason,
like,
perhaps.
Those artists, I custom to that kind of sound. James Hype's almost that slightly more authentic one, if you know what I mean. He's that guy, but yeah, still 3 out of 5. It's still a cool tune.
Okay, I gave Afraid by James Hype featuring Harley. I gave it 4. And I'll tell you why I gave it 4 is because I think the track is good, but he always releases like a VIP of the track, which in my opinion is normally more like club orientated. Like the More Than Friends VIP, I loved. I played it till its death. I like it. I do think it's good. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't sound like the James Hype we sort of know and love, but I'm going to expect that from the VIP. But if the clubs are open, I would mostly have to play this at loads of my gigs. So I don't see why. It's above average for me, and that's why it gets a 4. Okay, moving on. The track is called Hot Stuff. It's by Kygo and Donna Summers. Who wants to go? I've got quite strong opinions on this track, but
you hold then. I'll go first because I don't have too big of an opinion on it. I listened to it. I know Kygo's kind of the king of like reviving old songs, any like what
just High Love, weren't
High Love, and what was the last one? What's Love Got to Do with It? That was good. I actually really liked that song. This one, it was okay. It didn't quite have that electronic sound that I'm accustomed to with Kygo. So it's a bit weird because I know a lot of the time we talk about, artists only make one type of song. But I feel like at the moment, especially with the James Hype one, we're almost like, but don't do anything else because we don't like that. That's not nice. But yeah, it was still a cool song. It's still a good song. The beat's nice. I gave it a 3 out of 5 because I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And I really did like What's Love Got to Do with It. So yeah. Chris?
Yeah, it's cool. It's all right.
It's just all right, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You kind of can't complain, but you can't argue with it. Like, you're like, my mum will listen to this.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's interesting doing the whole, what was it? What's Love Got to Do? Which is Tina Turner.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was cool because it was like a revival and he's done that once now. We've done it
twice.
Is it High Love?
High Love as well. Yeah.
I forgot about that one. So this is the 3rd time.
He kind of flopped this one, didn't he? Compared to
it's nice to see originality in electronic music. I'm going to give this one 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay, the track Hot Stuff, Kygo and Donna Summers. I gave it a 1.
Whoa.
I'm not surprised, really.
No, like High Love was very well done. I think it was very classy the way it paid tribute to Whitney Houston, and it was just very, very well made. The Tina Turner What's Love Got to Do with It, I don't think was as good as High Love, but was still good and sounded like an original. It didn't sound like it was just the original track of What's Love Got to Do with It. It sounded different. This just sounds like it sounds like a DJ edit, not a original
release.
Like
he downloaded it from Hype Edit.
Well, not that. Yeah, like he's done like put some better drums under it, remastered the vocal a bit, and gone, "That's my song. Thanks, everyone."
Yeah.
It just feels very like lazy. I get the formula, which is take an old song and spruce it up and put it out as a collaboration with that artist. But Hot Stuff, Donna Summers, the original track's fine, and this doesn't beat the original. So yeah, 1. I think the Whitney Houston High Love one doesn't obviously beat Whitney Houston's original, and the Tina Turner one.
They're great alternatives.
But they're great alternatives. This one, you'd sort of go, meh, this just feels like he's done it to get played on Capital in the daytime. So it sucks. So it gets 1. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I'm not the only hater, guys. Just remember this moment.
Yeah, I'll just go for people that won't tweet me there. Kygo don't care who I am. Right, moving on. The track is called See Nobody. It's by Wes Nelson, who you might recognise the name, you might not. He's from Love Island, and it features Hardy Caprio. Pav?
It's a bit of a running trend this week. I think this week's a very, very average release week. Don't know how everybody else feels. I've got a lot of threes. This is another 3. My 3 is don't hate it, don't love it, average. Probably wouldn't turn it off, but I'm not searching for it on Spotify. It's just okay. And I really love Hardy Caprio as well. He's like, I actually think in this whole like Afro swing thing, he might be my favourite rapper, but this wasn't it for me. 3 out of 5, still all right.
Chris?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this name is familiar from somewhere. And his profile picture, I recognise this guy from somewhere. I have no idea where. And the track started playing. And I was like, oh, this is a bit of a vibe. And I was like, oh my God, it's Wes from Love Island. Like, oh my.
Yeah.
But then I sat there and I was like, wow, like there's actually a bit of like a flow here and a bit of a vibe, and like the video's cool. Like he's sort of like really like performing well in the video. Like he's kind of, connecting through the video. And yeah, as I said, like the bars are cool and the flow's really good. So I was actually like really surprised by it. And obviously Hardy Caprio really good as well. So because I was so shocked at, I'm going to speak completely honestly, like a reality star doing something musical, I was like so shocked by it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay. See Nobody by Wes Nelson featuring Hardy Caprio. I'm between like a 3 and a 4. I don't want to give halves because I always moan about you giving halves. So
you're allowed to give a half. It's okay.
I would give it a 3.5 because when I saw who it was, when I saw it was Wes Nelson from Love Island, I thought, is this going to be sort of like a bit of a flash in the pan? Like, one of them, they're trying to capitalise off the fame. Obviously saw Hardy Caprio on it, who I really like. Obviously gives him a bit of credibility as well, putting Hardy on it. And I listened to it and I was actually like, this is better than what I thought it'd be.
Yep.
Production-wise, solid. Bars, pretty solid. Hardy Caprio delivers. Wes delivers, but he delivers. It's not, for me, quite there as a 4, but it is better than a 3. So that's why it gets 3.5. If this is the type of quality that Wes is going to put out in songs, carry on doing them, because they'll only get better as you get more into it, I think, because I'm actually impressed. I don't know what everyone else sort of thinks, but I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm impressed, yeah.
It doesn't feel like a Love Island star's gone on and done it. It just feels like a new artist. So fingers crossed he's got some material that keeps pushing the bar. Okay, moving on. The track is called Put It On Me. It's by Holy Goof and Notion. It features Mila Falls on the vocals. Chris?
Yeah, back when like my sound was more bassline, producing bassline with Guerrilla Culture. Obviously, kind of Holy Goof was like a big inspiration. He was like pushing the whole movement forward, and part of like why me and my friend Ollie got into the whole bassline thing because of Holy Goof.
We'd love to see it.
Kind of inspired what we did. But the thing I found with some of this kind of part of electronic music, it's kind of lost. It's kind of like UK thing. It's beyond UK raves now and that UK sound, and it's becoming very heavy, like too heavy. And this track kind of fell into that category for me. So massive shout out to Holy Goof because he's put some absolute records out. It's going to be a 3 out of 5 drinks for me for this one.
Oh, it was a 4 for me, mate. I loved it. I thought it was maybe you have a better baseline knowledge than me, but I heard the drop and I was like, yeah, like this. Simple as. Only reason it was a 3 until it dropped.
Yeah, so the track Put It On Me, Holy Goof and Notion featuring Mila Falls on vocals. I agree with Pav. I'm not big in the bassline world. The person that introduced me to the bassline world was Chris, really. when he was doing his Guerrilla Culture stuff and was sending it to me, and I'd play it at like my gigs that I could play at, and I got into it a bit more, but I'm nowhere near as deep as you are, Chris. I really like it. 4 is solid. I could imagine, playing that main room, crowd going nuts. Yeah, 4. Solid 4 as well. Okay, track is called Unknown Number. It is by Belly Squad. Pav, thoughts?
So it's a 3 out of 5 because, again, I thought it was an average tune. I don't think there's anything good or bad, but I just have to talk about one thing about this song. It's about a lot of songs, and it's a problem. It's a pandemic we are having in music right now. Can people stop using the 4-bar repeat? You know, the dun 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 and then dropping. That's Pharrell's thing. Can we stop? Leave the GOAT alone. Pharrell is the GOAT. No one's thinking, oh yeah, this Belly Squad song's like produced by Pharrell. We know it's not. Stop it. Like J Hus has been doing it and it was semi-passable because he's lit and because J5 is a G. But can we just leave Pharrell alone, man? Like, let the GOATs be the GOATs, man. But yeah, 3 out of 5. Otherwise, though, the song's all right.
Thanks, Pav, for your impromptu rant. Chris?
I really liked it. I think Belly Squad are cool. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really vibey. So 4 out of 5 drinks for me. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm sort of on Chris's vibe. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I think at the moment, just songs when I listen to them, and if I like them, a few and far between that we review. Like, a lot of them are average, or I really like them, or I really loathe them. But this is one of them. I listened to it. I was like, oh, I quite dig this. Like, I'd play it. I like listening to it. Yeah, it's better than it is above the average bar for me. And it's a 4. I like Belly Squad as well, to be fair. Okay, moving on. This track's been getting around. The one we're going to talk about. It's called More Life. It's by Torren Foot. It features Tiny Temper and L Divine on the track. Chris?
Yeah, good. Another one with Tiny Temper. I thought Tiny Temper was kind of going down the like UK more hip hop route. Like, he's kind of come back to that. Maybe he did a track with Notes and he kind of tried to get, and now he's gone back to kind of dance and house, which is like really interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. I guess that he's probably earned like plenty of money since Pass Out back in the day. So I guess he might just be picking and choosing what he's doing. But I thought if you wanted to kind of have a revival and be kind of credible in kind of the UK, kind of like London sort of circuit, for want of a better word, I thought it's an interesting choice artistically, but the track was good. So I'll give it 3 out of 5 for me. 3 out of 5 drinks.
Pav?
Yeah, I mean, Tiny, man. He was like as with Chris, the soundtrack of our childhood. Pass Out, Wonder Man, like Written in the Stars. Frisky. Like, the guy's just good. I just wanted to point that out because I kind of disagree with you a little bit there, Chris. You know, we're talking about maybe he's trying to make a revival into rap and stuff. I think he just did that for sort of the shits and giggles because he had a couple of tunes. I think he's doing exactly what all GOATs should do, and just make sure you release a couple of tunes a year that you can play in the festival and they sound good, so you're not playing the 2009 set. And that's exactly what he's done here. It's perfect. It's a bit like Girls, like good song. I mean, that was number 1, so it was a bit more than a good song.
A big record,
big record. And that's all he needs to do, because he is, for me, in terms of this new UK rap scene, he's the GOAT. He's made the most money and he's the biggest hits and the most number ones. This song was a 5 out of 5 for me, because it's just everything I want in a tune. The beat was hard. Nice little sample in there, which we've already spoken about off air. But yeah, nice little sample. Good verse. It really reminded me of old Tiny. It gives me that little bit Girls-like vibe. Gives me a little bit of that Miami to Ibiza vibe with Swedish House Mafia. And
what a record.
Exactly. I just loved it. It just felt, it was the right amount of old school and the right amount of new school. And the beat was hard and he was hard on it. So I just can't argue with it.
Wow. 5 from Pav. That don't come often. Okay. The track More Life by Torren Foot featuring Tiny Temper and L Divine. Okay. The one thing I'd like to say, Chris, because you said about Tiny Temper going more into the UK, back into the UK rap scene, so you thought he was coming away from the dance thing. The one thing I'd like to note is this is released as Torren Foot featuring Tiny Temper and L Divine. The stuff he put out recently with Notes and that stuff, that was just released as Tiny. So I don't know if he's doing like a little bit of an alias thing.
Yeah,
I didn't clock that. Yeah.
Also, the other one to note. True. The other one to note is like half the artists that he does normally collaborate with, especially the rappers, he manages most of them, or they're signed to him. So Notes, Young Bane, Young'un, Pounds. Like, there's so many of them that are like signed to him right now.
On Disturbing London. Shout out Disturbing London. I really, really, really like it. Yeah, it gives me like commercial club vibe, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I can imagine there's no corona, everyone just shut your eyes. Obviously don't shut your eyes, and you're playing one of your gigs, your favourite gig, in the room that you love playing, that this music fits. Obviously it's hot, it's a bit sweaty, everyone's like proper enjoying it because it's summer, you know, and you play it and people go a bit nutty for it.
Yeah,
and that's what I get from it. So it gets a 5 from me as well, because I think it literally is what maybe some of us DJs need, is to feel how we felt.
It's like you said, it's the perfect club record, but it's like to kind of contrast it with like the James Hype one, feels like it's trying to be too commercial, and so I'd be less inclined to play it unless there's a Hench VIP remix, which there absolutely 100% is going to be. But this song, I was like, yeah, in the set straight away, no questions, give me the download link now.
Yeah, straight away, boom, let's play it in the clubs. Okay, moving on from 2 5s and from me and Pav. And Chris, what did you get 4? Did you get 4?
I think I gave it 3, actually.
3. Oh, you gave it 3. I haven't got yours written down, sorry. Chris is 3. Okay, moving on, the track's called You Don't Know by Frankie Wah. Chris?
Yeah, big shout out to Frankie Wah. A friend of mine actually writes for some of his songs. So yeah, I hope him. He's really had he's done really well the last couple of years. I think he's kind of had a co-sign, for want of a better word, of Camel Fat and things like that. It's very old school, this track. To my personal taste in electronic music, I like I think I've said this before on the podcast, I like splashes of old school, but this is very much an old school kind of feel. So the track's good. Big shouts to Frankie Wah. Wish him all the best. 3 out of 5 drinks for me on this one.
I wish him all the best. See you later, mate. Thanks for coming. Pav?
In his career.
Again, are we going back to it's just all right stuff? It was just all right for me. Didn't really have anything to complain about. Didn't love it. 3 out of 5. Nice and simple.
Okay, You Don't Know by Frankie Wah. I gave it a 4 because I like this sound. I like the whole break beaty stuff. There was a song, I can't remember who it's by, called Prayer, that was out earlier in the year.
Prosper.
Pardon?
It was by Prosper. Prayer.
That's
Prosper.
it, by Prosper. And I really dig that because I like the whole breakbeat sound. I really like the whole breakbeat sound on Frankie Wah. He's been bubbling slowly but surely. He had the track with Olive, the sort of update to that
You're
track.
Not Alone, yeah.
You're Not Alone, which I really like that. And I really like this. So it gets 4. Okay, last track of today. It's called Blueberry Eyes. It's by Max, and it features Sugar of BTS fame. Chris?
Really like this kind of stuff. It's fun. Video's really good. It's done really high quality. The writing's great. The production's great. The video's great, as I've already said. Really enjoyed this one. 4 out of 5 drinks for me.
And Pav?
Again, a little bit average for me. Maybe not quite my style. We know Chris is an absolute anything with any Asian artist. He's a lover. So, but yeah, it was just all right. Again, like I said, if it came on the radio, I wouldn't turn it off, but I'm not reaching for the volume. So yeah, 3 out of 5.
Okay, Blueberry Eyes, Max featuring Sugar of BTS. I gave it 5. I really like it. Yeah, it's fun. It's happy. It's like what I need in my life.
Are you the first person to give 2 5s in 1 week?
I think I might be. Yeah, it literally, they couldn't be any more different, could they? Really? Well, actually, there's one running theme in both of them. Is they make me feel positive and happy. And right now, I think we all need that. So I really like it. The video is very good as well. It just feels good. It's a track that it feels like a guilty pleasure track, but I don't feel guilty for liking it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. You felt a little bit trash and you were like, yeah, but the song's just good though.
Yeah, exactly that. So Blueberry Eyes gets a 5 from me. Okay, time for track of the week. Pav, you can go first this week.
Well, obviously, of course, considering it got the highest rating, it's going to have to be More Life because it's just a good song. It just is a good song. I just can't argue with it. There's nothing in that song that I dislike, and that's like hard to come by, especially for me, because I can very easily find things to dislike. This song does not have one. My track of the week, More Life.
Okay. Good track of the week. Okay, Chris?
Yeah, I kind of wish, as like an overview, I kind of really wish that 220 Kid, Too Many Nights, and Afraid James Hype, I wish they were kind of close contenders. I wanted them to be in the running, but I think for me, I'm going to have to go with Nothing for Free, Pendulum. Obviously, I've got some history of Pendulum, big fan of them when I was younger, and it's great to hear something really well produced, something imaginative, something just, music that's kind of had a lot of time taken over it. Like, it's taken a lot of time to put that record together with the production and the writing and everything. So really great record. Great to see Pendulum back. So Nothing for Free, Pendulum is my track of the week.
Good choice. Okay, my track of the week, I gave 2 5s, so I think it's only fair that I do both the 5s.
No, you got to pit them against each other. It's not tracks of the week, mate. It's track
You're not
of the
getting
week.
out of it that easily. It needs to be a track of the week, singular.
Come on, mate.
Track of the week.
I will go with Torah and Foot, More Life, featuring Tiny Temper.
Well, that was really easy to just change. I thought you was going to be quite stubborn there, I'll be honest. That was like really way easier.
No, just because obviously I'm rooted in being a club DJ, and this brings me to the club, and I miss the club.
Oh, do you DJ at clubs, mate? Is that a thing?
Oh, do you remember that? Do you remember that?
I'll be DJing private parties and bar mitzvahs, by the way, things again. Yeah. Shout out to everyone having a bar mitzvah. But please check out Blueberry Eyes by Max featuring Sugar of BTS, because that also is my track of the week.
Oh, wow.
No.
Wow.
There you go. Slipped them both in. One to listen to in the car on the way to the club, one in the club. There you go. I'll put it together so I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pav, I was going to say, he's the host, so he does what he wants.
He does what he wants.
Yeah.
He does what he wants.
Okay, please make sure you check out all of our tracks of the week. There's 4 this week instead of 3. Please check out all of the tracks that we reviewed. Tell us if you agree, disagree, or just think we're talking rubbish on them. But the Cargo one definitely sucks, so I'm right with that. It's true. It sucks.
If we did a boxing card, it'd just be me and B Young. You and Kygo would just go at it, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. As always, you can find them on our No Drinks in the Booth playlist on Spotify. Equally, you can find them on our No Drinks in the Booth playlist on YouTube and watch the videos that go alongside of them, because some of them have got really good videos. Very good. Like the Torah and Foot one and the Blueberry Eyes one. The video's good on that. Okay, this week we're done with the reviews, done with the news. So this week, let's talk about music videos. It's Chris's topic. So Chris, please.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this topic forward to you guys. How important are music videos generally? What do we think about music videos? The future music videos? And just anything good we've seen over the last 6 months in terms of music videos, because although all 3 of us have notes we're going to kind of refer to, but I've actually not included this on there, but I want to add it now, is shooting music videos over the last 6 months has been really difficult because of coronavirus, and any music videos that come to mind where they've been really innovative. I know Stormzy did one with like a cartoon like the other week.
Superheroes,
that's it. And there's been a few others. I noticed in obviously my track of the week, Nothing for Free, Pendulum, that music video was for sure shot with keeping in mind the limitations that coronavirus forces on us, and it was done really well for limited ability to kind of put sets together, extras, getting a whole cast together. These things can't happen. But also generally, just over the years as well, I feel like Pav's got a lot of good things to say about this. I feel like he likes a good music video.
I love a good music video.
I know.
I'm on that YouTube Premium life, baby.
Oh yeah. So music videos in general. So I just wanted to start it off by asking. Pav, I'll start with you. Favorite music videos? Any that instantly come to mind? From not just recently,
Dr. Dre. I need a doctor for that hill scene, because that's iconic, and that hill has been used in so many music videos. I'm assuming it's in LA because Dr. Dre, but it's also in Fast and Furious, the bit where Paul Walker's characters, where his missus is having a kid, They
what year was that? I remember that.
When
I was young when that came out.
It's the same one. Just a good video, mainly for that bit, and I think it sort of was one of the first videos in this trend of like the extended video. That video, the real Slim Shady, wicked video. I just think it's just cool. Just looks good. I'm trying to think of some more really. I've kind of, especially recently, I've sort of stopped watching videos a little bit. Just because I've been listening to I've been listening to all my music while I've been playing FIFA. So I've just got headphones in.
YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
YouTube Premium.
Yeah, it's because I can close it. That's why. That's why. But yeah, I'll come back to me. I need to think of some more videos that I like.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I can name loads.
Yeah, wait, I was going to say, you must
Wade's like, let me get my DVDs out. Oh, wait, sorry. I've got one more. But no hate. No hate, guys. No hate. This is for the listeners. I know you guys are no hate. This is no hate to anybody. I just want to say I do not endorse this or any actions. However, R. Kelly, World's Greatest, is such a good music video.
Oh, yeah, you can't talk about that. Okay, move on.
Oh, what? Great video, terrible person.
It doesn't matter if the video's great.
Yeah.
Does it?
Look,
sorry, Tiger said I got a Chinese bitch called her Ling Ling, but I'm not allowed to say R. Kelly's music video was all right before we knew he was a rapist.
Yeah, but Tiger's got a huge legal team. You haven't.
Fight me, Tiger. Third boxing match.
Look. R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly was like my jam because I love Space
Ignition
Jam.
video. Ignition video.
I can't listen to it.
It's over now. Cancelled.
That's it, guys.
Finished.
This is the
rightly
last
so.
episode of No Drinks in the Booth. Thanks for listening, guys.
Oh, I'll be starting a new one called No Dunks in the Booth. If anyone wants basketball.
You beat me to it.
Boom. Yeah, too right. I did. Okay, some of my favourite videos. Easy. Any of the Kanye West catalogue. Including Runaway, which was God knows how long. I don't think he's put out a bad music video, and they're all very different. I'm a sucker for a traditional hip-hop music video, and when I say traditional, I'm talking like Drake headlines, him riding around the city, flexing with his boys, stuff like
Drake
that.
started from the bottom video.
Yeah. Again, amazing video. I also love the gritty and authenticity of stuff like Dr. Dre, Next Episode, like lowriders bouncing, strip clubs, weed. Like I'm a sucker for like an authentic hip hop video, like ones that
Straight
are like,
Outta Compton video is really good. Like that's like typical for that era, isn't it?
Yeah, I think like ones that are most probably now like X-rated and you couldn't watch them on like MTV. I also remember, or you have to watch them after 9. I remember, this shows I'm old, is the way artists used to debut songs, mainly hip hop artists, especially on BET, was through their video. So like, for example, Kanye West, The Good Life. No one heard The Good Life until we went on BET and was like, this is my new video for Good Life featuring T-Pain. And then you'd see the video and hear the music. And like, I remember that happened a lot with Nelly. He did that back when he first started. Basically every hip hop artist. But some of my favourites are the Kanye West ones because they are, 1, in depth. 2, some of them are mini movies. And 3, Jesus Walks has got about 3 or 4 videos. And they're all very well made. So yeah, I can't pick one.
If we're talking most iconic moment in any video ever, yeah, it's got to be Kelly Rowland trying to text on XL in Dilemma, innit?
Oh, on a sidekick,
on that fucking flip phone that looks like it was made by Fisher Price.
Love that
T-Mobile sidekick.
That was a big shout video. That was, to be fair, like just for that moment. Like the video was an average video, except for that bit. That was like legendary. I don't know about you guys. My first memories of watching videos properly was that channel, aka Channel U ones, man. They were gritty videos, but just loved it.
Yeah, see, because I'm older than you. Yeah, see, I was like MTV based.
Yeah, it's like MTV based.
there wasn't as many MTVs or like the box and all that. It was literally like MTV Dance, MTV Bass.
Yeah, bass is still around.
I remember watching music videos on Vivo, but not YouTube. Like Vivo, the website. You could only watch the videos on Vivo, the website, until they merged with YouTube. I remember that.
Mad. We're talking.
And I think when I was like young, I do remember MTV was like on constantly. Like it was just, that I can't even remember what the channel exactly was, but it was like MTV was like the so it was MTV and then into Vivo.
MTV did play the first ever video.
Oh, did
and
they?
it was and it was the song "Video Killed the Radio Star." It's the first ever video played on TV.
Yeah, and the one thing I'd like to say is, as much as MTV programming now is stuff like Jersey Shore and Catfish is a good program. They still do play videos. Like they still push what they're about. MTV's very iconic. The one I've got a question for you, Chris, and it's not in these notes. Is do you notice maybe there's more of a trend in like the dance music? I will just use the open format version of it. Dance music that the songs sort of just have nothing to do with the video, as in like the hip hop and R&B ones. Normally, like let's say Summer Walker, whatever. Girls Need Love or whatever. That's a track. The song will correlate to what's happening, so like the video. But with dance stuff, it will literally just be like someone meeting the love of their life on a beach and like running along it, then going to a rave while Pendulum's playing in the background, like just very random.
It's like some of them do, a lot of them do that. Like Joel Corry's Head and Heart, the most recent one, it was kind of links. It was like head and heart, and they were like each side of the screen. One was the head, one was the heart. And then some of what Disclosure did, not recently, but back in 2012 to 2013.
Have you seen
the videos were linked to the songs?
The Waiting All Night video.
You are right.
That does the same. Waiting All Night. I'll be waiting all night. But that's the same thing.
Oh, Rudimental.
Yeah, Rudimental, that's it. And it's like I think it was like this guy who's recovering from a skiing injury for the whole video, and he starts skiing again at the end. So like it definitely took him like a year to film the video for this one song. And like but it was still a good video though.
Yeah. It's the same with like MK 2AM. Recent record that came out, that is kind of like that, where it's like a montage of like just kind of good summer vibes. It does the job. I think that's just because you got to remember, like obviously this was something I was going to come on to, kind of like different videos for different genres. Should every genre have videos? Are videos important for everything? Obviously rap is great because a lot of rap is about image, like that is the whole kind of appeal of the music. But I do find that for a lot of like house and dance music and electronic music, it's more about the actual music, like the listening quality, like for audiophiles listen to it. It's about, so the video is kind of less important, I think. But yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I guess, are you saying that's a bad thing? Do you think like a lot of the videos not really being kind of, coherent with the song? Or
no. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's prominent in dance music for no apparent reason.
It is,
like as opposed to pop or R&B or hip hop or country, they will normally the song will,
bit
like,
more traditional.
For example, what's Taylor Swift, their Romeo and Juliet song? It's like Romeo and Juliet story on the screen, as in like, for example, MK Look Right Through will just be some geezer dancing in a subway randomly, and it follow him around the city dancing, and it's just prominent in dance music. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wished they would flip, and hip hop and pop and country and all that would just have random videos, and dance music would have like these storyline videos. Just to try it.
I've got a theory for this. So like, getting into like dance music over the last like year or two, like properly getting deep into house and like proper dance music.
Pav's gone to sweaty raves that ain't on, but he's there in his head.
I'm there. Like man's there with the bottle of water and the sunglasses. I'm there. It's like it's almost a little bit of a problem that I have with hip hop R&B artists, and it's kind of why I've been leaning towards like house and disco recently, is because I feel like hip hop and R&B artists maybe take themselves a little bit too seriously. which is maybe why the videos are a bit more traditional. And they're like, yeah, we're going to stand here with 72 bottles of Hennessy and like we're going to fucking play with super soakers and there's a little pool here and there's 50 girls. Whereas house artists, this is going to sound like weird. They're not like they just don't care. Like there's a bit like, it's almost like it's a bit bummy. Like they're like, yeah, I just made this song in my bedroom. Yeah, it's going to get 100 million views. Here you go.
It's the label going, you need a music video, and they're like, just put out a geezer skiing. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we don't care.
House artists are just far cooler with their music videos. And I also think, like I was saying, like a reason why like I've been getting so much more into house music is actually because it's sort of because of that, because there is this sort of nonchalance because it's all about the music. And I also think that plays into the videos not having to be particularly relevant, because if I do a house gig, I can play a song nobody's ever heard in their entire life. But if it sounds good, they will rave to it. Like they'll love it. And you just can't do that with a hip hop song. Like it's so, it almost feels like a younger industry. Whereas with the hip hop stuff, like I was listening to Step It Up, which we reviewed last week on the podcast.
Great song.
Really good song. And I was having a little session with the boys. Put it on like my YouTube, like connected to the TV. And the video is just the lyric video. But it looks cool and it's trippy and it's like a lot of colours and it's like a bit more of like a lyric style video, but like it's just going everywhere. It just looks good. So yeah, house music for the win. But I do think literally it's almost like they're so cool that even if they make a shit video, it's still better. Do you know them ones? Yeah. Like they're so not trying that it's so authentic that they're not trying that it's amazing. And I love that.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying. It's interesting. I think there's like a constant. Sorry, Wade, you go first, and I'll jump in.
No, so I was gonna say, I think it opens up the door for more creatives in like the video world. Does that make sense? Like the videographer, director world to sort of do something cool with a dance track, as opposed to maybe a hip hop or pop or country or whatever song where it's like more rigid in we need a storyline or it's got to be XYZ, as in the dance music video. They're just like, yeah, just put my track in. I don't really care. Just do what you want.
Yeah.
So then they can be really, really creative. And I think that opens up the door, maybe.
Okay, let's put it like this though then. In terms of, okay, let's stick with UK hip hop because we know a lot about it. We've been following it very, very closely. What was the last good UK hip hop video or rap video? Can you name one? Can you name one that sticks out so much that it was so good or so different that you were like, yeah, that one was amazing? Because there's only really one that sticks in my mind, and it's only because it won an award. The only video that I'm thinking about where I'm thinking, actually, this is maybe set from apart from the rest is the Skepta That's Not Me video. And that's literally just because it cost him 80 quid. Because that's how much it should cost.
One. It's a famous one in the UK. I think the recent UK rap videos over the last 2 or 3 years, they've all been directed and produced by the same guys, right? It's the same three guys.
Callum is one of them.
Yeah, he's one. I can't remember the others. But
there's that same like 4 or 5 guys that make all the videos. Calum Dennis. He does a lot of Stormzy's ones.
Yeah, London-based. These
even actually
3 to 5 guys.
Stormzy's videos. Obviously, he's made this really big video now. I don't think his videos have been anything particularly special. If you
I
look
remember the one with Heady One. He had an album track with Heady One, and that was
I've not seen the video for
production
that.
Value. That's worth a watch. That's like very high production value. But he's got major label backing now.
Again, another hip hop one where I thought, oh, maybe it's actually a decent video, but only because it's like it was really good for the time. Freak of the Week, Krypton Conan. That was a really good video for when it came out, because rappers weren't making videos of that high production value, and they were one of the first people. That was a good video.
That was very high.
That was
quality.
really high quality. It was something like money
that
you wouldn't spend, but that was also when they just signed to Virgin EMI as well. So
I was going to say that's mostly because they got major label backing, because they just signed to Virgin EMI, like you just said. Yeah,
yeah.
As opposed to doing it off your own back and having to pay for it yourself. I can't name a great UK video. Maybe it's because I don't listen to loads of UK music, but Tiny Temper, Pass Out was a very good video for its time.
Yes, absolutely.
It it was on par with the American videos. It was sleek, well produced. It looked expensive. It broke him out. Like the video complements the song to a T.
The glitter in the speaker, mate, levels.
Yeah.
Even the earthquake. Do you remember? Have you seen the earthquake video? There's that scene in the middle. So if you listen to the song, there's actually a breakdown where there's a chorus section, like a choir section, where they're like, I predicted it. There's a whole choir section where they're like in a circle and they look like it looks like they're worshipping Satan.
Do you know that Pass Out is 10 years old?
Bro, stop it. I know, but stop it, please.
I was playing it in the club.
Okay, now I don't feel so bad.
I was playing everything in the club, basically, besides stuff that was on tape.
I was talking about, like, obviously, Pass Out was a good 10 years ago. Kind of more recent videos, one that comes to mind is Popstar, Drake, which obviously featured Justin Bieber as, like, his main like character. I feel like it's almost these videos are becoming, like, movies now. Like, they literally have other artists and actors in. It's been like this for a while, but some of them I think, in my personal opinion, this is why I'm bringing it up, they can increase like the value of the video by making it longer and having it as more as like a film with like stars in it, like Justin Bieber. I think it may have already happened, but an actor like Jonah Hill, for example, we're all familiar with Jonah Hill, right? I feel like actors like him, I think he's, in Hollywood or whatever, he's going to be featuring in these pop videos. And I think that combined with an increasing length, 10 minutes and over, I think that's what we're going to start seeing, because music is so visual now. It's all about how it looks. I think it could be really, really interesting. I feel like what we're going to see from music videos is going to be a lot more substantial than what it was before. It's literally like a 3-minute video. I don't know what you think about that. I'll start with Wade first.
Go on, Wade.
What do you think?
Can I just interject? I haven't got like a strong feeling about this anyway. But like the Popstar video was 8 minutes. Imagine the Kanye West Runaway video. It was a full-length film of 34 minutes, 32 seconds.
Wasn't Power a full-length film as well? I'm sure it didn't do like a really long video for Power.
No, I don't think Power was. Runaway, I could be wrong with Power, but I don't think so.
Power, he only made a 1-minute video. So he made it up until the first chorus and stopped the video. That's the end of the video.
Yeah, Runaway, there's a video version which is 4 minutes 38 seconds, but the original come out as a full-length film and it's 34 minutes.
That's mad. Well, this is the thing. Think of Kanye now. He's got so much influence in music and fashion. He can literally upload a video of himself pissing on a Grammy. And these kind of videos, maybe these longer videos, have made people connect with him more because they're getting more. They're like becoming more involved, more attached to like what he does. So when he does something like that, it's perfectly, let's be honest, basically okay. It's just entertainment.
Yeah. Well, Runaway come out. I can't remember when it came out. It came out a while back. It's off the My Dark Beautiful Twisted Fantasy album. But the one video of Kanye's, which I think had global influence on, maybe you could disagree, in pop culture, was the stronger video because everyone started wearing them bloody shutter shades.
Yes.
I remember that, yeah.
Big video.
Which is just a subtle thing of how big that video was, that people manufactured and wore them god-awful shutter shades, which look great in the video, but obviously... so yeah, I don't know, like long videos, I think, if they're done well, are great. I've seen artists make long videos for no apparent bloody reason, which aren't as good. Like, I think they're trying to hit a quota. Oh, my video's 10 minutes. But I think when they're done really well, power to them, because I love them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the longer video. I can't think of a longer video where I've watched it and thought, I now like this artist or song far more than what I did before. Purely on this. Like the Popstar video, it's all well and nice that it's like 8 minutes long. Doesn't do anything to the song. Song's still the same. I don't think the video adds so much just because it's like got Justin Bieber in it or whatever. I don't think it adds so much that we're like, oh my God, this 3 out of 5 is now a 5 out of 5 because like Justin Bieber's like got his top off in the video. Like, it doesn't really do anything for me. It's interesting that it's 8 minutes because actually YouTube have redone their ad algorithm. So now if you have an 8-minute video, you can put ads on it now and you can put more ads. So that's probably why they've done it, so they can make an absolute fuck ton, which is DJ Khaled's way. Let him carry on. More than happy. But I've not watched it and thought, actually, this is 8 minutes of my life that I genuinely enjoyed. I actually think a far better way to do it was the Freaky Friday video, Lil Dicky and Chris Brown. That was a really good video. But it wasn't...
Because it had a running story.
But it wasn't 15 minutes. It didn't need 15. It only needed 4 minutes to do that, and it was fine.
I think the nice thing about the Freaky Friday video was the video is what you'd expect from the song.
Yeah.
Like, it told about how they switch bodies and they're in each other's bodies, and the song and video like were the perfect perfect partner to each other.
Actually, I think with songs, I think the videos should be the length of the song and not really any longer. Maybe a little skit at the beginning. I know it's a hip hop thing. Because if we're talking about some of the best videos that have come out, what was that? Bruno Mars, the Lazy song. What a really good video that was. He only needed 3 minutes to do it. He didn't need 10 minutes to make that video. The one where they got all the monkey masks on.
Yeah.
That didn't need 10 minutes. That only needed 3 minutes, and it was an amazing video, and probably was far more commercially viable after that. And he spent basically fuck all. He spent 50 quid on masks.
A recent video which I really like is by Run the Jewels. The track's called Out of Sight. Features 2 Chainz. It's one of my favourite groups, Run the Jewels, and the track's one of my favourite songs. It's just a well-made video that fits within to the length of the song. Check it out. I'm not going to tell you what the video is all about, but it's to the point of, it's obviously a big budget video, by the way. It's got backing from a major label, but it sounds silly. It's great quality. So I think if the quality is there for the time, then you'll stick and watch it. But if you're making like the pop star video, okay, it's great quality, but it just rambles on a little bit.
In my opinion, this video that I'm going to talk about is probably the best video of all time, and was the length of the song. Michael Jackson, Thriller. I'm going to leave that there. Best video of all time.
I mean, that is actually, I think, cited by a lot of people as the best music video of all time.
I basically just searched just to back myself up best videos of all time, and that's the first one that pops up.
Yeah, I think it's won awards and things like that.
It's just a really good video, but it's 3 minutes because that's all you need.
I'm sure. Isn't there a lot longer version of it?
It's like a little bit longer, but it's not like 10 minutes. There's like a little skit to get into the story of the video. It's like maybe about 5 or 6 minutes. So it's like a little skit to get into the video, but it's not like one of these. But it's not wasted. So I feel like in the pop star video, the first 4 minutes for me are wasted because actually it doesn't really tell much of a story particularly. It's not adding value. In Thriller, every second is not wasted. Like, not a single second is wasted. It's just really good.
I think if the videos are like, I'd say 6 minutes tops, but actually add value to the video in terms of adding to the story, so you understand, say there's a skit, there's a bit where, you like, it adds value, then I think that's fine. And I think people are more likely to watch them. I think when you get to sort of the 8-10 minute mark, anything over, unless you've got like this beautiful, artsy, well-told story, it can be just long. Like, you just end up turning off.
I've just remembered one of the most iconic videos in UK history. Craig David, I'm Walking Away. When he gets out the car, game over.
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen that video.
No. Bro, so he's like in the middle of a traffic jam, his girl's giving him some ag and that, and he just he's got his China bumps. He opens the door, just starts walking through fucking cars for like 3 minutes.
I remember when Craig David did 7 Days, that I've seen good that video where it's like in the barber chair.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Even the film Ian one.
What's Your Flavour? That was good.
But Craig David's the GOAT though, and that's a whole nother episode because he just is. and I'll back
He
this.
has a
I'll
lot of
back
hate
this
for
to the
Be Young,
end.
but a lot of love for Craig David.
Craig is
It's like, that's the opposite.
I genuinely spend like £100 a year going to see Craig David live. So
Wow,
I'll go once.
That's a
if
true
he's
fan right
if he's coming to Birmingham or near, I will go and watch.
So yeah, the last thing, just before we finish up, there's one thing I just wanted to talk about with something recent that's happening in music videos. Is, have you seen the vertical videos?
Yes.
You know, it's now that major Labour artists, including Dua Lipa, have done vertical videos.
So it's actually really
Sigala
interesting that you bring this up.
Yeah. Sigala's had one with his new track, James Arthur, which came out. We reviewed it last week. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys have something to say about this, but I'm assuming why they've done it is because obviously most people are viewing the videos on their phones. So when they don't have to turn their phone, like it's a vertical video. And yeah, do you think we're going to be seeing more of this? Wade, I'll start with you.
I dislike them very much because I like to watch my videos on YouTube on my TV or on my laptop. But I get the point of them. And I think if they could just do this for me, personally, it'd be great. Make one that's vertical for everyone to watch on their phone and make one that's horizontal for me to watch. That would be great. It can't be that hard just to trim it all down and then put it back out. Do what you want. I don't know. I'm not a videographer. I don't mind it. I think it's a really good market employer that like they're trying to get people to just, obviously the phones are so accessible, but you can just turn your phone sideways. So I don't know. I think I get the point of it. Sometimes I just think it's like a bit wasted.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because Apple and Samsung and all these other phone manufacturers, they obviously make them so you can turn them sideways.
Yeah.
So it's like
What,
oh,
the phone?
you're providing you're providing a solution to a problem.
It
we
sounds
don't
silly
really
when
have.
you say it out loud, but clearly it's a thing that people are kind of behind. But you're right.
It's a solution to a problem that we don't have.
Yeah, but yet it's being done by
It has
music
been done.
marketers and major labels.
Yeah, well, some of them are just wrong anyway. But yeah, look, it's a really good idea. Do I think it will stick? Yeah, I don't see why it won't, but I don't think that will be how every video's ever made.
Yeah,
just because it.
I mean,
no, it just limits you to watching it on your phone. Because imagine putting that on your TV. It's really not nice.
So yeah, actually, the first thing I'll say that is I think it'll be interesting to see the watching splits. I don't know if one of you can search this while I'm still talking. What the split is of watching YouTube music videos on your phone as opposed to watching on a computer or Mac or whatever TV. Because I'm not quite sure what the split is, because that might be a reason why they're seeing a big trend. I know there's a lot of videos now because previously you couldn't do this on YouTube, but now you can upload a video in any resolution. Before you were constrained to the 16:9, the 1920, 1080 or whatever. Now you can actually upload it anything and it won't show it with black bars, it'll just show it true. Mainly because of phones, because actually phones don't have a standardized size. They're just about right kind of thing. Obviously, if you watch phones, obviously I've got an iPhone, so if you watch it on there, you'll notice always there's a few black bars on the side, which has led to a lot of music, just video content creators anyway. They make their videos in 2:1 now, just because it's like the best middle ground for everything. That's like one little caveat. The second one is actually, obviously I'm a Spotify user. Wade, are you a Spotify user as well?
I am, yeah.
On Spotify now, and has been for a while, if you click certain certain tunes, there's actually like a little video. It's like a 10-15 second sort of a GIF style thing, which is really
like
cool. And I really, really like that because it's just so much better than just having an album art. But pretty much every artist is doing it now, and I think that's really cool. Do I think the horizontal what video is going to stick the vertical video? No. Because like videos are shot like really, really widescreen. So actually it's like they shot the complete opposite way to this new trend. I do think it's a trend, but it's actually quite interesting. When Mabel toured last year, her whole but the tour that I went on for a lot of the venues after that, she actually had a stage set up where it was vertical. So it wasn't very wide, it was literally just going up almost like a phone. And they said that they'd done it because they were like, well, people don't film the videos at concerts like this. They film them like this, and it's just a fact. So they were like, we might as well make the stage. Really smart. They were like, let's make the stage set that looks like that, because then they're not missing something. Because if Mabel walks like 20 yards down the side, then she's not in shot or whatever. So I thought that was really interesting, because a tour like Mabel, especially, because she's getting a lot of push, man. And that means they've spent a lot of money on a tour as well. So for someone like that to do it, I feel like she's almost like a guinea pig. Again, do I think it's going to happen everywhere? Like, am I going to go to the like NEC and see it happen? Probably not. But like for your academies and stuff that aren't very big, you don't really have much width to deal with anyway. So I actually think it might start becoming a thing. Obviously, we've got IGTV, and now there's Reels, which I don't know what the difference is. Not used it yet. Same thing. Vertical video is just a thing now. Like, to the point where if you go on Final Cut now, it's a standard set. Like, you can choose it. Yeah, I want iPhone size, and literally click iPhone and it comes up. So yeah, I think it's here to stay, actually.
It's quite funny you mentioned about seeing Mabel and it was a vertical stage setup, because this has got nothing to, well, it has got something to do with it. I saw NERD, I think it was Brixton Academy. And their stage setup was, and obviously, if you've been Brixton Academy, it's not a huge stage. Like you said, the Academy stages aren't huge. And their stage setup had nothing. They just had a big NERD banner.
That's because it's really cheap to do that, and they make so much money off it.
And that was it. And like, obviously the drum kit had the NERD brain, and that was literally the extent of the branding and the extent of their stage setup. And it was sold out for 4 nights in a row.
That's the same thing that I think Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent did it on their last 2 tours. They were like, yeah, just keep it bare. And I'm like, not really the point. I wouldn't go to see just that. NERD is probably the only exception, because the music catalogue and the level is just so good.
Well, I think the smart thing was they toured the academies, not the big arena. They could have done the arenas, but they chose the academies, and the stage setup felt like a new band, like gritty
an indie band,
new, and it was perfect for NERD. But I don't know, this whole vertical video thing, I think it serves a purpose, but yeah, I think you're right. It's a trend, not
so
maybe.
I'll also caveat that with, obviously, for those of you that don't know, I do have a business which does like tech and like live tech.
Yeah?
You can follow us. I'll put the link in the description. Now I'm joking. But yeah, give me jobs. Need to feed people. We do loads of it. It's actually a thing now, like for the last 3 or 4 years, where also I do a lot of video screen, like LED video screen, like at concerts and stuff and conferences. We do so much vertical video now, it's unreal. I probably do more vertical video than I do normal video, and that's saying something, because it's really, really like what's the word? It's like really convenient. Like, you can just slot it into a section. So it's a bit of a half and half, like it's efficient. But actually a lot of people do it because they want it to look like a phone. Because it has the same kind of, they can use their phone app and phone website material on there. And so maybe it is a thing. And they do like, one thing that I do a lot is people have them like at like award dinners and stuff. And they'll order one of those specially because they want to put like socials on there. So they'll have like a hashtag, and then like everyone who hashtags comes up on it and all that shit. So maybe it just is a thing. Like, I've seen a lot of customers spend a lot of money on custom content just for that. So I can only assume that if so many people are doing it, it is just going to become a thing. And so with music videos, I can't see a difference.
Interesting.
I think so you asked me to look at the split for how many people watch YouTube on their phone to desktop. In 2016, the mobile phone took over the desktop and by like 52%.
Yeah, I've had it a few times where I've been watching videos and it's just a square, and I'm like, oh, why is this a square? Because if you scroll down a little bit, because then it comes up with as a full screen already without having to click full screen. So I can only assume that that's the reason.
I think the vertical video thing's a clever idea. I just can't see it being the beat. Yeah, and I can't see it being the only way they do videos, the same way we obviously shoot videos in widescreen.
I think it's because, I mean, so many people have made videos for like, they're like, yeah, we're going to do like cinema show, like JME did Grime MC, and he showed it at cinemas. He didn't even release it. Like, you can only buy it physically, you can only buy the CD or the vinyl. He's not released it any other way. It's online illegally, but it's not the same. But yeah.
Right, well, thanks for discussing the topic. Nice. Appreciate it.
Is that us done
that's
for
like
today?
The complete opposite way, because cinema video is like really, really wide. So I don't think that's like wide. The whole point of cinema videos, like a whole own aspect ratio. So I don't think it's going to be like every video now, make it vertical. This is it. Like, Universal aren't sitting there like, yeah, every video's got to look good on an iPhone now. But who knows? Only time will tell, guys.
Only time will tell. I think I'll pass it back over to Wade then.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you everyone for listening to the podcast. Today we was talking about Chris's topic, which was music videos. As always, we had news, we had reviews, we had our track of the week, which for me and Pav was Torrenfoot with More Life, and for Chris it was...
My track of the week, it was...
Pendulum.
Nothing for free.
Don't forget, you can check out our No Drinks in the Booth playlist on Spotify and on YouTube. And it'd be advised to check it out on YouTube, since we were talking about music videos today, because some of these tracks have really good music videos. As always, please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you comment if you agree, disagree, or just want to talk to us. Subscribe to the podcast. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast. That's it, I think.
Yeah, Google still haven't let us go on yet, which is a bit annoying. I keep emailing them.
Oh. Eventually we'll be on there, but we're on Apple Podcast. I know, because I subscribe myself.
Yeah.
As always, leave us 5 stars and tell us what you think in the review. And you can check us out on social media, No Drinks in the Booth, on Facebook, Twitter, and our favourite, which is Instagram. That is us done for the week. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week. Peace.